All right, guys, today we're going to be diving into this idea, this concept, this reality of us self-storage or inspiring self-storage investors. And that's how do we sustain our current short-term financial situation in order to achieve long-term growth and wealth. And it's tricky because self-storage is not fix and flip, right? So it's hard to make money quick in self-storage. My name is Barsanti. I'm CEO and founder of Storage Life. What is Storage Life? We're a community across the country who are finding, funding, and operating self-storage together. We also teach you how to do it or help you scale if you're already in the game. If you want to know more, go to storagelife.com. Self-storage in general is not a get-rich-quick kind of thing. I don't want anybody to expect that. I want people to come into this space understanding that we have to survive long-term. And we're going to break that down a little bit more. I think more importantly, I want to encourage you guys to understand that if I were to start over from scratch, I'd do the exact same thing. I'd go into self-storage instead of anything else that I could have pursued. Why? Because storage has taught me how to make lots of money within a few to 5 year period. And what starts happening as you progress in your investing careers is maybe the first year, 2, 3 will be tough, but once you start owning stuff and your equity starts compounding and growing, and now instead of one property, you have 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, the cash flow is important, and we're going to talk about this, but more importantly, you're going to start seeing your equity, your net worth grow. And I promise if you stick with it, that equity growth, that long-term wealth growth is going to be so superior to potentially what you thought was going to happen on the front end. And so every little bit of money coming in is so important. That cash flow, we're holding on so tightly and dearly to this idea of cash flow coming in. It's just there's no other way to do it. If you wait and prepare and save and prepare and wait and save for the right time, what I find most times, 9 times out of 10 happens, life gets in the way and that person or those people end up not ever getting into the game because they're waiting for the perfect moment. What we collectively work on is the never-ending journey of I'm putting all this money out and money starting to come in, and I always run out of money. I mean, no matter how much money I'm making, I'm running out of money because we're constantly throwing it back into the businesses, into the deals, right? Into the funnel, the opportunity. So it's going to be something you need to be prepared for and understand that you're going to financially struggle for a while. And I don't want it to be discouraging. Get into storage for long-term massive wealth building, not just self-storage, commercial real estate. Commercial real estate's a big game. And the more we understand the game, the more time we spend in the game, the more we surround ourselves by other people in the game. We then learn to play the video game better and better and better. And self-storage is just one asset of the game of commercial real estate. It is absolutely a must, in my opinion, because I do believe it's one of the greatest assets we have the opportunity to invest in right now. This is going to be a long term. That doesn't mean you don't come out of the gate guns blazing. You can, you should. Momentum starting something new and we're attacking this. And the short term is going to be tricky. It's going to be challenging. You're going to see all this money going out, but the long term is what's going to set you free. It's the seeds you're going to consistently plant that are actually going to be what's going to get you the real results, right? The future you're looking for, what you're actually trying to achieve and create. That's the long term from all the seeds and consistency that you're going to maintain, right? Let's talk about a couple of ways to make money in storage. But we've done close to $1 million in wholesaling storage in the last 2 years, and it is lucrative. It's just really hard. The good news is you can hit me up, Cameron@storagelife.com. You can send me a message here on social media. If you have an opportunity, I can help you. My team can help you wholesale that deal, assign that contract for a fee. Those fees are usually anywhere from 20 to $100K an assignment. This is not easy to do, but it's ways you can instantly make money. So it's important you know that there are buyers like myself or operators like myself that have a large network. I have my Storage Life community with lots of buyers with lots of money. And when you find an opportunity, guess what? Not only can me and my team help evaluate it, but we can literally walk you into how to lock that deal up and wholesale it, assign it to somebody for a fee. A $50,000 to $100,000 wholesale fee is great gunpowder. It's great money in your pocket that you can then dump back into the pursuit. That is the one quick way you can actually make money in storage. Is it easy? No. Is it easy to go find a deal? No, but it's very, very possible. I've done it now probably a dozen times. If I can do it, so can you. Other ways to make money in storage: instant cash flow. Cash flow is not easy to find instantly, especially with higher interest rates. So where you're going to see more cash flow is especially with seller finance deals. That is a way. You buy a deal, you put in a down payment, and that deal starts spitting out revenue, hopefully immediately. I would say less than half the time that's probably been true for me, because we've bought recently quite a few deals that we knew weren't going to be making money for a while. We just knew they had a lot of equity upside. But that is a way you can fairly quickly start making money back. If you buy a deal and it takes just 70 days to close, and hopefully within the next 120 days, maybe you're seeing some cash flow. But that cash flow is most likely not going to be replacing your income. It's just not. If you're buying stuff at 3-4%, then yeah, maybe. If you have a really good seller finance deal, then yeah, maybe. No matter what, even if that cash flow is more substantial, because it can happen, and then you buy deal number 2 and 3, and all of a sudden that cash flow is more substantial and you're starting to get to replacing an income, that's great. You're well on your way. A reminder not to underestimate the power of the equity you're building by investing in these large commercial assets. That equity can start getting into the multi-million-dollar mark fairly quickly, in a matter of years, playing the game right and going all in and committing. And that equity is where all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm not replacing $10,000 a month. I'm actually growing millions of dollars in equity. That's the real game. That's the long-term game. We got to play the short term to get to the long term. And other than that, I don't really know, right? There's no magic solution, but short term money from wholesaling, from finders fees, finders acquisitions fees, broker fees. I know brokers that work their tail off just to make an acquisition check, and they have to do it over and over and over and over again. If they can do it, you can do it at least once, right? You can make an acquisitions fee. I told you have a team that you can send a deal to that we can help you do that. But this short-term money and this cash flow, it doesn't mean anything with the long-term equity growth. And that's really what we're after. So commit hard, come in guns blazing to the short-term circumstance of, yes, I'm getting into storage. Yes, I'm scaling my storage portfolio. Yes, I love it. I'm finding my first deal, knowing that it's going to be a grind. It's not get rich quick. Yet it's the quickest way I found in my life to make millions of dollars in not too long of a period of time, meaning that the chances of you doing well in this or in other commercial real estate assets, in my opinion, far exceed anything else, like building software, being in the entertainment, whatever else, right? Being a broker, you're preparing or doing all that because you're going for the long-term wealth, the long-term growth. This is the freedom we're talking about. These are the financial systems and all the opportunity you're going to put into place for long-term wealth, not just for you, not just for your spouse, not just for your children, but for your children's children. Once you understand it, once you have implemented it, guess what? You can just rinse and repeat. Awesome, guys. Hope this helps. Good luck out there. Thanks so much. Peace.